Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I want to compare the specs and features of the LG G Pro 2 versus the Google Nexus 5. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the displays. So of course the G Pro 2 is a phablet. It has a 5.9 inch display versus a 5.0 inch display on the Nexus 5. Both displays are 1080p HD displays, but we do get more PPI on the Nexus 5, 445 PPI versus 273 PPI on the LG G Pro 2, and both displays are IPS LCD displays. And now I'm going to talk about the software. So of course the Nexus device has the latest software, Android 4.4.2 Kitkat, and also the G Pro 2 is also not so behind in terms of software. We get 4.4 Kitkat. This is the 4.4 Kitkat with the LG's UI. And also in terms of the weight on both devices, the G Pro 2 is a lot more heavier as compared to the Nexus 5 at about 172 gram versus 130 gram on the Nexus 5. And also in terms of the thickness on both devices, despite having a larger screen, the G Pro 2 is actually slimmer as compared to the Nexus 5. It's about 8.3mm versus 8.59mm. Almost 8.6mm on the Nexus 5, close to 8.6mm. And also in terms of the internal hardware, we get same Snapdragon 800 processor, 4 cores, clocked at 2.2 GHz with the Adreno 330 GPU on both devices. And also, but the difference here, we get 3 GB of RAM on the G Pro 2 versus 2 GB of RAM on the Nexus 5. And also in terms of the built-in storage, we get 16 GB as well as 32 GB of variant on the Nexus 5, whereas we get only one 32 GB variant of the G Pro 2 with micro SD slot option, whereas the Nexus 5 don't have the micro SD slot option as Google's tradition. And also in terms of the camera, we get 13 megapixel camera with LED flash versus 8 megapixel camera with LED flash on the Nexus 5. And both cameras are pretty awesome. We get optical image stabilization on the Nexus 5, but we get a newer version of optical image stabilization, a better version of optical image stabilization, which is called as optical image stabilization plus on the G Pro 2, which is actually better than the Nexus 5 and the LG G2. I'm not sure about this, that this optical image stabilization plus is also used in the new Nokia Lumia icon, but of course they're using this word, so definitely this is better than the G2 and the Nexus 5. And also in video recording, this is the G Pro 2 can record 4K video as well as 1080p HD video at 60 frames per second as well as 30 frames per second, whereas the Nexus 5 can only record video at 1080p HD resolution at 30 frames per second. And also both devices have front-facing camera, 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera on the G Pro 2 versus 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera on the Nexus 5. Where the Nexus 5 has front-facing camera can record HD video, 720p HD video, whereas the front-facing camera on the G Pro 2 can record 1080p HD video. So of course, the front-facing camera of the G Pro 2 is similar to the front-facing camera of the LG G2. So in terms of the battery capacity on both devices, we get 3,200 mAh battery versus a very disappointing 2,300 mAh battery of the Nexus 5. And of course, 3,200 mAh battery is good for a display size of 5.9 inch, and also of course it's a phablet phone, but the 2,300 mAh battery on the Nexus 5 is definitely not a good choice because we have G2 with 5.2 inch display, 1080p HD resolution, almost same PPI as the Nexus 5, but we get a larger battery, 3,000 mAh battery, more milliamp hours mean more better battery. So 2,300 mAh battery is definitely not good as compared to the other phones. And also in terms of the availability, the G Pro 2 was announced on 12 February 2014. It's not yet available in the market, but it will be soon, whereas the Nexus 5 was announced on 31st October 2013, and it will be it is available everywhere, and it's price of $349. And of course, do keep in mind that the Nexus 5 is a cheaper device. So yes, it's a very cheaper device. It has a good rating of 9.5 out of 10. But if you want to go for the phablet, you can check out the LG Pro 2 And yeah, that's it, guys. That was a comparison of specs between the Nexus 5 and the G Pro 2. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you do, then please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.